welcome to Top to Bottom Male Romance Podcast, where we celebrate all things male romance. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Markie.
And this is our March Bottom episode. We're going to cover our March Bottom pick, Cozzi Cove Bouncing Back by Joe Cosentino, and lots of other fun things. Mm-hmm. So without further ado, we'll just start with the book.
Yeah. So what did you think, Jess?
I like that it was a lot of things going on. First of all, spoilers.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way real fast. We're going to spoil a lot of things, and there's a lot of things that happen in this book. So if you haven't read it, pause it, come back, because we're going to everything is going to be exposed now.
So there's a lot of different storylines in the book, which is cool because and a lot of times that can get kind of confusing, but it wasn't. All of the stories were very concise and just kind of woven together, and it was kind of fun how they picked up. Like when one story is kind of tapering in part of its thing, they kind of like look up and see somebody else walking across the beach or something like that, and then that story, picks up, which was fun. I most liked my Josh and Greg. Yeah. The couple. They were by far my favorites. Mm-hmm. Everything about them, from the point where at the beginning they find out that their son is straight. And
God, that was the best.
So very upset by that. And then later on, leading to this fantastic conversation at the dinner table with Josh and Greg, their son and another person, where Chris, their son, was talking to another character, and like they were kind of bickering back and forth. Mm-hmm. And Josh and Greg were like observing loudly in the most adorable way. So that was definitely my favorite part as far as, between the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I adore them very much. They're probably absolutely my favorite ones. My next one being Connor. I think he's supposed to be one of those characters that seems flippant and like self-absorbed and just kind of like a man whore. But I adored him. Like I thought he was so funny and just so ridiculous in his, trying to hook up with pretty much everybody who showed up at Cozzi Cove.
I did kind of feel bad for him, especially towards the end. It's just, he's not just a sex machine. He has feelings too.
Right. Well, and that's one of the things that Joe does a good job as far as everybody in this story has heart. Like, everybody's story is unique, and there's different things happening in each storyline, but everyone has a lot of depth to them. So even the man whore guy has like an extra little layer slipped in. So I enjoyed the characters a lot. Oh yeah, my favorite quote is one of Connor's. Probably the best reaction to somebody saying that they saw a merman ever. It's one of the characters, Arthur, he sees a merman, spoiler, he sees a merman and is trying to wrap his mind around it, and he comes in contact with Connor, and he was like, "What did you see?" After taking a deep breath, Arthur blurted out, "A merman." Cool, was he hot?
That is the correct reaction to somebody saying they saw a merman.
Yeah, not, "Are you sure?" or "They don't exist." He's like, cool. Like, that's, yes.
Was he hot? Absolutely. That is the question to ask.
Yes.
Because that's what's important here.
That is what's important. I will throw reality to the wind if it's a hot merman.
The other thing that really, and we kind of talked about this a bit in our interview with Joe at the beginning of the month, was the sheer level of diversity that's in this book is something you really don't see a lot. And it's so textured because it's not just, different races or whatever. It's, you have old people, you have young people, you have people with disabilities, you have, different races. I mean, you have pretty much the gamut of options really to choose from, which is difficult for a lot of writers to weave into what they do.
Right.
So I thought that was really notable and really cool that he did that.
Yeah, I feel like that's important, and it's lacking, especially in romance in general. I mean, it's brought up a ton of times. It seems to be downplayed. Certain attributes of characters aren't as prevalent as others. So I really adore the fact that there's a lot of diversity in this, probably in this entire series, but in this book in particular, there's so much going for it. And like we had mentioned, everybody has such depth to them because you've got all these different perspectives. So it's A+ on that. I really like that.
Yeah. So
I will say you can definitely, Joe's background in mystery writing definitely shines because of the twists in this book. Yeah. Like, there's so many parts in it that just the twists are so out of left field that I'm like, okay, did not see that coming at all.
And there's varying degrees of that too, because there's like the dramatic twists, like with the merman,
right,
and with Cal and Lance, those are dramatic twists. But then there's like everybody kind of has like a hidden, like their past and stuff always kind of adds like an extra twist as well, which gives some texture, which was good.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the story. I assume the rest of the series is probably just as gripping and fun and twisty and unique. So
yeah, really easy read. Lots of different types of characters, so kind of something for everybody on that. So,
I would say so. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Indeed. So do you want to talk about the bunny book next?
I do. So, moving along. Okay, so John Oliver has a comedy news show on HBO where he talked about a book he has coming out, or is out now.
It is out.
And it is a children's book about a boy bunny that falls in love with another boy bunny.
Yes.
And it's really cute, and it's adorable. And you've probably heard about it. It's, unless you've been under a rock, like this has been broadcast kind of
It's pretty much everywhere, yeah.
So we're gonna post some links as far as like the details of the story and stuff that goes behind it, but we're going to do a thing for this. We're not going to talk about what it is now, but we want to prepare everybody to listen to our top episode at the beginning of the month of April, because we're going to announce the details of how you can win the book, and there's going to be shenanigans involved.
Yes, many shenanigans.
So, or at least some shenanigans.
We promise at least some shenanigans.
So definitely keep an ear out for that. But it's really awesome, even if you don't win our contest to win it. Purchasing the book, either the physical copy or the digital copy, all of the proceeds go towards the Trevor Project, which supports LGBTQ youth and AIDS United. So awesome causes. You can even just go and donate to those, and we're going to post the links for donations in the show notes and everything. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think if you don't already own a copy of the book, if you donate $12 to the Trevor Project, I think you get a digital copy of it, which is cool. So, I mean...
Fair warning, it will not work on the iPhone or iPad Kindle app.
Oh, yeah, you did say that, huh?
I did say that. Luckily, I have a Kindle, so I was still able to do it.
Well, and I have a Paperwhite, so I don't know if mine's gonna... Like, I can read comics on it, but I don't know...
Oh, yeah, if you can read comics, you should be good on it.
Sweet.
But it's pretty great. And it's adorable. And the audiobook, if you do the Audible attachment, it's only like $2, and it's got an all-star cast for a really quick read.
Yeah.
But it's great because it's a children's book about two boy bunnies that fall in love, and it's really great.
It's really sweet. And I'll make sure to link the trailer in the show notes as well, so you can see the dramaticness of how the bunnies meet and like kind of some of the stuff that goes into the storyline. But it's pretty freaking cute.
It is very cute. So yeah, so be aware of that book because it's great in its existence, and we will be doing a thing about that next month, so definitely listen because it'll be fun. Yes,
for sure. So tune in April.
Okay. So the other thing that we have for you guys this month, or in our bottom episode, months ago,
yeah.
We recorded a segment for a movie review that we did, but a lot of things were going on and we never had the opportunity to put it into any of our episodes, so we wanted to go ahead and plug it in now. So Will and Jeff's Big Gay Fiction podcast have already done a review on this. We haven't listened to it because...
They also reviewed Call Me By Your Name, and we haven't seen it yet, and so, yes.
We didn't want spoilers on that, so we don't know if you've already probably heard theirs on that, because you should be listening to that podcast also, because it's great.
Right, and honestly, they'd probably do a
much better job of
reviewing, because we're dorks. So, yeah.
And we are not movie reviewers.
No, we're not.
And so fair warning on that. But so we do this in two parts. It's not completely unlike how we did our Yuri on Ice thing, but we're going to do our preview where we have not seen it yet, where we were talking about our takes on what we could see from the synopsis and the cover art and whatever, and then we come back for our reaction.
Right.
And yeah, so we'll go ahead and roll that part now.
Indeed. So me and Jess are doing something a little bit different. When I was perusing Amazon the other day, I saw a movie called God's Own Country. It is a drama, a male-male romance drama. I'm going to read the description of what the movie is about. So, Spring, Yorkshire, young farmer Johnny Saxby numbs his daily frustrations with binge drinking and casual sex until the arrival of a Romanian migrant worker for lambing season ignites an intense relationship that sets Johnny on a new path. So it looks like it has promise to be a really probably sad movie, but I don't want it to be sad.
Yeah, I'm still kind of burned by Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Because, I knew that was going to be sad, but I didn't realize quite how sad it was going to be. And how heartbreaking, and just on every way you turn around, it was just devastating.
Yeah.
No happy endings there. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And so I'm still a little scarred from that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm very hesitant to watch this because we watched the trailer and it just, it won every single award apparently. Apparently it's a really good movie, but I really don't like sad movies. And I just want them to live happily ever after. But I think we're jaded too because a lot of the books we read are always happily ever after, so that's my bar now. So I guess I'm hoping for the best. I'm sure it's going to be really good regardless. And then we'll either be sobbing messes when we come back to this, or we're going to be like, oh, yay, it's happy.
Yeah, well, looking right now at the cover art for it, they don't look happy. They kind of look content, or at least that guy there, he looks kind of content. But they look kind of sad. They don't look happy.
I think it's one of those movies that's where I doubt that it's going to be okay that they're gay. And I think it's one of those, Johnny, I don't know if the casual sex that Johnny has is gay sex or not, so it might be the like gay for you kind of trope. I don't know though.
Yeah, me neither. I'm really going into this blind because you had asked me several days ago, hey, let's watch this as a movie night. I'm like, yeah, sure, totally. And I didn't really look at what it was. And so before you came over today, I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is going to make me sad.
I'm hoping it's not sad. So we're going to watch it and then we'll come back and do our reaction. Well, not reaction.
Well, kind of reaction, but so fair warning, if you are interested in this movie and do not want spoilers, you can probably turn this off now.
Yeah, good call.
Or skip ahead or something. We will know that more when we're done.
Yeah, so we'll decide kind of in a minute if it's going to be super spoiler or not. If it is super spoily, then we'll let you know before we start talking about it. Otherwise, we'll try to keep it vague. So, there you go.
All right. So let's do this.
Woo! So, real fast, there's going to definitely be some spoilers ahead, and there may or may not have been some wine consumed while we watch this movie. So, there's some added expletives and silliness than what we typically do. So, just a friendly heads up. So, this might get a little spoilery. So, we finished the movie. I liked it. I think
I liked it.
Okay.
You know that part where you said you don't like sad movies? It's not entirely sad, but there was definitely sad moments.
There were sad moments, but it didn't. Okay, so I'm going to spoil it. It didn't end sad, and that's the main thing I didn't want to happen, and it didn't. It ended, I think, on an up note.
It did. It totally ended on an up note, but the whole thing was just wrapped in a big tortilla of melancholy.
It's a sad wrap. Big tortilla.
What? It seemed fitting.
I love it. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just love that choice of what the sad was made of. But okay, so I will say that I didn't know how they were going to make Johnny, one of the main characters, into a character I would give a shit about because he's such an asshole.
Oh yeah, he starts off as an asshole. He keeps going as an asshole, and he stays an asshole like the duration.
Yeah.
Like, makes stupid decisions and is an idiot and makes me want to slap him multiple times.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
Yeah. So, but I really like the relationship between the two, and like once it gets going, it's super sweet. And I will say that there's 100% more sweet happiness in this movie than there was in Brokeback Mountain, because again, fuck that movie. But this one was really sweet. There was a lot of really deliciously adorable, fluffy moments. So I think for the most part, I really liked this movie. I really thought it was cute.
I did. I have a hard time with farm stuff.
Yeah, the only time that you were really upset was when, like, baby animals were not having a good time.
There are so many baby animals, guys. Like, you don't even know. And some of them are cute and wonderful and everything's awesome, and some of them are not.
Yeah, there was... So
just be prepared for that.
We almost jumped back in at a certain point because since it's a farm and not all the baby animals make it... And Jess at one point was like, I swear to God, if one more baby animal dies, we're turning the movie off. So there was a point where we were almost like, well, we couldn't make it through because there was another sad moment and Jess is done. Jess threw in the towel and said, fuck this movie.
Yeah. The other thing that made me really sad was the stuff with his dad.
Yeah,
that actually got the tears happening. So fair warning, yeah, there's definitely tearjerker moments in it, and so that's a thing. And then, in most romances, when that one person does, something really fucking stupid, yeah, that happens. So
yeah, and that's one of the things too that it's hard for me to rebound, and even in really good stories, if somebody crosses that threshold, it's hard for me to be okay with it at that point.
Right, because how is that ever okay?
Right. I wouldn't say 100% that the person who transgressed is forgivable at this point, just because it's one of those, like, end all be alls for me, but I still think it ended well. I mean, it made sense how they wrapped it up and how they ended up coming back together and things like that. So it was very sweet, but that was one of those moments where I was like, wow, you know, if I was reading this, I probably would be like, well, fuck this, but it ended up being okay.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
I recommend. You know, you don't have to have tissues with you, but it wouldn't be a bad idea just in case, because, you know, there's moments.
I will say if tragic things that happen to either baby animals or aging parents are things that work your waterworks in the sad way, then yeah, I would say it's probably worth tissue grabbing for that. Those aren't really, well, I will say baby animals getting hurt makes me sad, but it's on a farm, so it was one of those like I kind of expected it.
They're not like getting hurt. It's like natural stuff that happens. Yeah. It's like not torture or anything awful like that, but it's natural stuff that happens that is just heartbreaking, especially when there's cute, adorable baby lambs walking around. Yeah. And they're so sweet and wonderful, and then
if they were puppies, it would have been done. Like lambs are one thing. Like lambs are so sweet. And they're great. I'm not discounting the cuteness of baby lambs, but like the thing that will make me turn off a movie is if a dog gets hurt. Even if it's a natural thing, it's like, oh, a puppy didn't make it. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this. Like I'm done. That offends my being to the core. Yeah. Other than that, I will say it's good. I give it, I don't know, I would say a solid A in my book. But I also have only ever watched one other like male romance movie. So.
Oh, we should do this in banana ratings. I would give it 4 out of 5 bananas.
Okay, I think that's fair. 4 out of 5 bananas. I like that. I agree with the banana scale.
Yes. That is
God's Own Country.
God's Own Country. Yeah. Yeah, so watch it.
Yeah, if you have Amazon, it's like $6 to rent it. I would say it's 100% worth $6. I probably would have gone to see it in a movie, but we don't live in an area that has a lot of independent movies close by. Yeah. We'd have to take a super drive.
So yeah. I guess that's it for now, and we'll put the rest of the thing.
Yes, we'll splice this in. This part won't be in the podcast.
That's what you think. So that happened. This is kind of a sorry, not sorry situation. We aren't great at reviewing movies, but it was fun, so we are going to make you listen to that. So there you go.
I feel like we're probably going to do more movies in the future, too, because we have a lot of good things to see, and that was a blast.
Yeah, even if we aren't really great at talking about it and focus too much on the baby animals.
Man, we were really, really hung up on those lambs. That was important.
So cute.
Yeah, they were very cute.
Just devastating.
Yeah, I know. Are you okay?
Maybe.
Okay.
So, on another note, if you guys have been enjoying our podcast, just a couple of things to keep in mind. You can support us for free by going to whatever you listen to us on, whether it be iTunes, Stitcher, we're now on Spotify as well, by leaving us ratings and reviews. It gives us exposure, makes it easier to find us on searches and things like that. So that would be awesome, and we will totally give you a shout out if you leave a good comment for us, or 5-star reviews, pretty please, love you. And other ways.
Yeah, so we actually just got our first boyfriend banana on Patreon. Myra, she gets a neat little upgrade because typically one of our tiers is Rebel Banana. You can be that and you get a shout on the show, but she gets an upgrade because she's our first patron that's not my mom.
Yeah. So,
so yeah.
But we are going to be kind of reevaluating and upgrading some of what we're doing for our Patreon bonuses. So you might want to check that out. We'll, as usual, have the links for that in our show notes.
Of course.
Do not forget to go to check out the Marlon Bundo book. It's at betterbundobook.com, and we'll be talking about that on our top episode for more details on how to win that from us. And you can check out those charities that those donate to at thetrevorproject.org and AgesUnited.org.
Yes. The other thing I was going to bring up, I'm sure we've talked about it on the podcast before, but we do have book discussion groups that you can jump in and chat with us about whatever we're reading, either our bottom pick or anything that's great that you've been reading lately. You can jump in and talk to us about that. We've got a Facebook group tied to our main page, and we also have a Goodreads group too.
And in that Goodreads group, it's kind of open forum, so you can even start forum topics if you want to get people talking about series that you love. Start a forum topic. We'll jump in with you if we've read it, and if not, we'll try to read it and have fun with that, and everybody else can join in too.
Absolutely.
So, and as an added bonus, when our top episode for the month drops, Will and Jeff's Big Gay Fiction podcast also has an episode dropping.
It is.
And I don't want to say it's extra special or anything, but if you like our podcast, you might want to listen to this one. Well, you should really listen to all of them because they are really great. Yeah. But we're going to be on it.
Yes, they reach out to us asking us to be on the show, which was probably the coolest thing ever. Because I've never been interviewed before for a show or anything, so that was really cool.
Nope, just jobs.
Yeah, well, that's... you can't really talk about, books that you like in a job interview, typically.
Anyways, so check out Jeff and Will's Big Gay Fiction podcast on April 2nd is when the episode with us drops on it, but definitely check out their podcast in general because they're amazing and awesome and super sweet, and we love them.
Yes.
And I think that's it for this month.
I think it is.
All right. Also, too, don't forget to go back and check if you didn't hear it that we did a bonus episode.
We did! That was super fun. Yeah, Mila Abraham came onto the show to talk to us about a Kickstarter that they started for a game called To Trust an Incubus, which is a visual novel, male romance visual novel game by Y Press Games. And that episode is the one that aired right before this one. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to it, definitely go do that. So that about wraps us up for our March Bottom episode. We will see you guys in April.
Bye.